Hey everyone, Dave here. We are in part two of our series talking about how to find good deals. And we're going to talk a little bit about doing an initial deal assessment. And so I think a key thing with the deal hunting process is you've got to be prepared to go kind of shallow and wide across many, many deals to get to the select few that you plan to look at in detail. And so we'll talk about that more throughout this and also in the context of the spreadsheet that we put together. So we'll scroll down here. So we'll look at a specific spreadsheet and how we want to put that together to assess deals. We'll do some math on a specific property that I looked at recently for a client. And then it's what I talked about, which is, again, we want to have a mechanism to do 10 or 20 minutes of math, see if we like a property at first blush, and if so, then go in and dig out more detail and do a more comprehensive financial analysis. So talking about spreadsheets in general, and we'll look at one in a minute. So it is totally fine to start with somebody else's template, but you want to make absolutely sure you know how all the math is working in there because you're making financial decisions on the basis of this thing. And so make sure you know that, and by all means, make it your own so it's a tool that you can go to and use efficiently. Personal preference, I like highlighting cells that I need to enter data into. So I have them all highlighted in blue in my spreadsheets. And that makes sure that I put numbers where they're meant to be and then leave cells alone that are just doing math for me in the background and I don't inadvertently change those. And then finally, again, another personal preference. Some people bounce all around in their spreadsheets and things are going on all over the place. I like to do as much math as I can at the top. And then when I'm down into the bottom and looking at the calculations I genuinely care about, which is this thing making money? It's pulling in all the values from the top and I have an easy time seeing what's going on. So let's look at a specific property. So this is one that I looked at recently for a client. It is a shore-based property, although it's on a bay, as you can see here. And so this is one of dozens that they're considering. And so again, we want to be able to do some quick math and see if we're interested in this. So let's flip over to the spreadsheet. We'll come back to these questions in a minute. And so you can see, true to form, I have here all of the cells that I need to be entering here. The other thing that you'll notice is I'm normalizing everything to be on a per month basis. So so that we can look at things on a per month, not only on the expense side of things, but also on the income side of things. And so you'll see here a number of different sections. The first is purchase information. We're filling in the purchase price, how much down money will go in there, and then the interest rate we're considering. I run my own amortization schedule over here. You can certainly pull these numbers in elsewhere, but I like having it here so that if I change things, I can immediately see what's going on and then just pull the number into the sheet for the monthly mortgage payment. Property specific information, we pull in taxes and insurance right from the listing. We have rules of thumb on maintenance. This is for a relatively new building that doesn't require much upkeep. If it's an older structure, you're probably looking at something up around the 1.5–2% range or more. And so then we again translate that to a monthly figure. This particular property has a land lease. They do not own the dirt that it sits on. So we need to make sure that we capture that here. Now we look at the income side of things. There's a number of different tools that you can use. You can look at just listings in VRBO because this is a vacation home to get a nice rough estimate. You can, if it's a buy and hold, you can look at things like Renometer. I have a subscription to that I use just to get a feel for what typical units are renting for. And I try to put a comp here so that I can go back to it. Because this is a shore rental, we're not really looking at this as a clean annual amount. It's really, here's what it is in season. Here's the number of weeks I can think I can get in the season. And so the total rent is based on that. You can do some more complex math later based on varying rates per week and occupancy rates and other things. But just as some quick math, we assume we've got a 12-week season. It's fully occupied and we're making about $3,500 a week, per month is actually how that nets out, because it's 12 weeks and then there's 12 months. Property management, if you're having it managed and it's a short property and it's a short-term rental, be prepared to pay over 20%. So again, we fill in that 22% here as an estimate. You'll see the unanswered questions up here. We'll talk about those in a bit. And so again, we've done all of our math up here, so that now when we're doing this quick P&L, we just got a clean sheet here and can see everything that's going on. We shouldn't change any of these values because they're all inputted up here. And so we have all of our expenses on a per month basis. They total up to $28.74. And then we have all of our rental income per month and less our expenses pulled in from here. So we're making a monthly profit of $627, or an annual profit of about $7,500. So again, 20 minutes of math here and a little bit of digging. This looks like an attractive property that we could consider for more thorough analysis. I do like at the top of these sheets, as I'm thinking about things, just to capture questions that I have. And so, what does this actually rent for a night? We've got limited comps here. I did pull in one, but we'd need some more information there. What's the occupancy throughout the year look like? Was this previously used as a rental? If so, can we get the rental history from that? If not, is there a neighbor or somebody else who's willing to talk to us? And then just some a personal one here. Do I like the area? What are these beaches like? How long does it take to drive to a traditional beach? What percentage would a property manager typically take? And then what's the monthly land lease fee? Because that is not stated in the listing. So going back to our presentation here, just some quick final thoughts. Again, absolutely make your spreadsheet your own and put it in a format that you can use, not only use, but use it quickly. When you're in this phase of things, plan on going wide across many, many properties. And then once they pass your quick screen of 10 to 20 minutes, choose to go deeper on those. But while you're at it, as I did before or showed you before at the top, capture your questions so that you have a reference to go back to as you're considering these properties. So that is it. Thank you for tuning in today. If you have questions, you can send those to info@rowanfinancial.com or visit the website to set up a free consultation to discuss how to assess deals or any other topics related to your finances. Take care.